So the Lygilantes' home world was Equestriatron, and all desert planet, which is located on the furthermost quarter of the galaxy. And it was a completely deserty world where there's a small town that lays on the desert planet where the Lygilantes live and dwell in several colonies like they are. And all of these vigilantes who live there also try and work to defend their little town from any outlaws, and one of them is Lygilante, aka Lyra Heartstrings, the well-known vigilante that it seems to be quite different than all of the rest. And she was a well-trained vigilante with a white cowgirl hat and also a pink bandana. And she might be the quite different vigilante from all the others. And I bet she is quite the smart type and everyone's most favorite hero. And she always wins several of her adoring fans by winning so many victories on her planet and also on her town where she lives. And another thing is that she didn't have lots of friends on her planet except one, which is apparently Bon Bon, aka Bon Bullets, a vigilante whom she befriended most, and except that no other vigilante would want to befriend for her. I think that Bon Bullets would make a suitable vigilante partner for her. And most of the time they fought for the wild western territories of their town. And sure enough, they became the bestest of BFFs no one had ever expected. And that is the most important thing about these two, is that these two would soon be able to protect and defend the town from any danger. Oh, and another vigilante, of course, was just named Vigilante. The Vigilante, to be precise, and that was the only name he was ever given. And he was also part of Lygilante's little group, which would she think. Except there are some people who make her quite angry, of course, and this is a part where she definitely loses her temper, of course, and that wasn't very good for her, especially for when, of course, that her best friend Bon Bon would see that Vigilante was getting quite mad about people trying to insult her every time. And although with skilled training, where she have gone through all these years in order to become the second to best vigilante alongside her, she had trained with other vigilantes in her vigilante town, which is apparently what she was meant to do, become a best freedom-fighting transformer, which she would fight alongside Lygilante. And that was the most important thing of all, for Lygilante was, of course, the best out of all vigilantes in the town, of course, which was apparently her home. And the town apparently was called Crack Axel Gulch, which was her town, which has been there for all these years on her home planet Equestriatron. And also it was run by Mayor Celestia, the mayor who ran this entire town, and also there were other main vigilantes, like her top student, Twilight Sparkle, and with her her friends Applejack, Rarity, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy. They were also the protectors of Equestriatron, and that was the only thing that they ever did. Maintain harmony and peace for all its inhabitants of this planet. And it doesn't matter if Lygilante would be a part of this team, but I bet that Lyra herself would make a great member alongside Twilight's team in case they go off on several missions out into the Wild West, facing whatever threats that they're facing already. And more importantly, the more recent, deadliest, dangerous threats that they ever had was Wildwheel, an outlaw vigilante who have also roamed the Wild West, robbing and killing several other vigilantes, several of the towns that he went before. Then he goes on to the next town. Since this robbing and killing was the way he made his own living, and he has his own gang called the Wet Kitty Bandits, two twin cat bandits who worked alongside and were hired for robbing several banks in every town, every town they ever visited, and they always make off with the wad of cash and all that money. And this is the life of being such a vigilante criminal outlaws. And that was Wildwheel's making, was always doing his own work for making him the most top dangerous vigilante Wild Western criminal no one has ever expected. And I bet that we might have a problem facing with this guy. As he looked at his students when he sees them trying to train for the next bank robbery. So, Wild Western and Wet Kitty Bandits, how are you guys going?
Yeah, we're doing an okay thing, boss. We're just getting in a little hang moment right here, trying to get this so-called pretend wad of cash you placed there.
Of course it is. By the time you get that fake money I placed, then you'll know that you two are the little henchladies that I ever had in my gang. And soon we will be the most greatest criminal minds in all of Equestriatron. The Wet Kitty Bandits knew what their boss was saying, and they were quite unamused. And that was the only thing that they would ever know by trying to steal lots of money from the bank for him. And that was the most evil bank robbery that they ever performed. And they can't wait to rob the next bank, especially if they were so surprised that they might be getting caught or thrown in jail if their mission was unsuccessful, because there are several vigilantes who are guarding this town, and also several banks that they have there. And also, Wildwheel, being the most notorious outlaw that he is, he would be able to make his fortune great, and also, by the way, be several the most wanted villains that no one has ever suspected. And by the way, he also secretly contacted the Decepticons, starting with Astrotrain, of course, which he had secretly made his allegiance to, and he was reporting away right now. Astrotrain reporting to Wildwheel. I am on my way to Velocitron to meet up with Ransack and Crumplezone. They just received a message to me after losing a race with that newcomer Override. Oh, I see that you're trying to make a run into one of the Velocitronians, or in this case, an ally of ours, and that would be great. Oh, an Astrotrain. Be sure you make sure that I, with those little common kitty bandits, know that I will be making another bank robbery in all of the Equestriatron. I get it, Astrotrain said. Well, I gotta go. Me with Thundercracker and Skywarp are on our way right now to Velocitron to make an important deal right now. I'll sign out to you later. Bye. Astrotrain was assured that he was always the Decepticon triple changer that he is, of course. And with Thundercracker and Skywarp under Megatron's commands, he would be sure that they would get to Velocitron quicker as before, since Astrotrain himself can transport the different Decepticons due to his size, of course. And sure enough, Megatron will be able to hunt all of us down more brutally than ever have been before. And I really hope that he wouldn't expect to find the newly recruited Elite Guard members right there, right where they're at. Soon it was now nighttime. Nighttime in Equestriatron, where all the Lygilantes lay fast asleep in their homes, and everything was silent until Wildwheel and his female fatale felonious feline twin duo came into the first bank on the square, and they were eagerly getting ready to rob the next bank, which as they go according to plan.
Look at this crowd, Whitney. That was a really good idea to write free money on all those flyers around town. Well, we needed to be sure there'd be plenty of people here to see Blythe get totally humiliated. Okay, wait, could you remind me of something? Why are we dressed like icky cats? We're undercover, so we need to blend in with the other pets around here. Remember? Oh, yeah. And why do we have a bucket of chocolate icing and a bucket of kitty litter? Because, Brittany, we're going to climb up to the catwalk
and steal lots and lots of money from those guards which are guarding the bank.
Yeah, embarrassing.
And we'll rob the bank.
Whitney, you're so smart. I know. Uh-oh, here comes somebody. Quick! Meow. Like, meow.
It's a good thing that robbing the bank was way too easy for them. Easy enough for their boss, Wildwheel, to do this all by himself. And sure enough, no one would expect to see them coming. And that is what they are doing right now. Trying to get all the money without even going to jail if they get caught, of course. And Wildwheel was the one who organized the entire thing, and he was waiting for them to come out with all of that bag of money or bags of money. And it was way too easy until they got caught, and Wildwheel realized that they were in big trouble. And of course, the Wet Kitty Bandits made off with the bags of money, and who should come to take them down? Lygilante, Twiranger Sparkle, aka Twilight Sparkle, and the rest of her 5 friends with her, ready to take them down and take them all to jail. And Wild realizes that they shouldn't go to jail. They had to get out of here. And that is one way they would find out a way to escape this one. And meanwhile, on Velocitron, Ultra Magnus was sensing something that shouldn't have been done before. And he realizes something that should stop Unicron from releasing his reign of chaos. And the only way to stop him is by collecting the 4 cyber planet keys, starting with the speed planet cyber planet key that was needed to stop Unicron. And how would they do that? We'll find out in the next part and see what happens next.